Okay, TikTokers, this is for educational purposes. I send warnings, not invitations. I apologize if I would say this. Do not apologize for what I say. This is part two of addressing Felon 47 and the shit that he's getting us into. All right, so I'm not aware that our president has the authority to run two countries. I know he can run America, which counts the 50 states and Alaska, because Alaska is our 50th state. It is just way up there past Canada that way. Where if you go out on the map, this is Virginia, this is Alaska. All right? I'm in Virginia. As far as the law is concerned, Felon 47 can only run the United States. He has no authority to be in charge of Venezuela. You don't like what I said? That's a you problem, but it's also a fucking fact. Legally, he cannot run two countries. Now, if he decides to pack ship and say, I'm going to go run Venezuela, J.D. Vance would be the president by default. However, all that one man can't have that much power, and Trump's not going to give up the presidency of the United States because the second he steps out of office, he can be criminally charged for all the shit that he's done. So he wants to stay there until he dies, which is why he wants to try and run for a third term. But no, people are waking the fuck up, and if you're a Felon 47 supporter, you should probably wake the fuck up too. America does not have jurisdiction, and the president of the United States only has jurisdiction of the United States. He does not have the power to run any other country. Not Greenland, not Venezuela, no other country at all. Doesn't have that kind of power. We don't have aliens ruling over top of us, which we have United Earth Council, like in Mass Effect. That's not a thing. Now, if we had some shit like that, then, maybe then, maybe there would be 1 to 4 elected human officials. It wouldn't just be 1. Now, there's a lot of goddamn people that would have to agree to the same bullshit that the jackass in charge is doing so that we don't get killed by fucking aliens. I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm a person of color, if aliens came and told Felon 47 that they were taking over, he'd sell us all out. He would sell us all out. And that includes you fuckers that voted for him too. Now I wanted to go into this, so I'm going to go into this, and then I'm going to go have fun, make better videos than this bullshit, so you guys can actually have something to be amused at least. Look, this is for all you people who voted for him. Only if you are of color. If you are of Caucasian or European American descent, you get no problem with me for you voting for him. Alright? And I'm going to tell you why. Because not all white people who voted for this motherfucker are racist or evil. You just got a moral compass problem. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, not everybody who voted for him is racist, but mostly racist people voted for him. And you might not be racist, you might have just got caught up in the moment, and maybe you don't like certain demographics of people. Again, maybe you're not racist, but your moral compass is fucked up. I mean, it is totally fucked up when you think it's okay for a 14-year-old girl to make an adult decision. But worse than that, I'm 52. So, I'll be honest. If I'm a white man and I'm 52, and you're a white man, and again, I'm 52, you're 50, 45 at best, you can let me marry your 14-year-old daughter, you can whoop my ass. See, if your answer is, well, Echo, since you said you were a white man, I'm going to let you marry my daughter. Your moral compass is fucked up, and so are you. You don't like the fact that I just said that? I ain't wrong. If I'm 45 and you're 52, and I'm white and you're white, and I got a 14-year-old daughter that's about this big, barely got any boobs at all. She's 14. And you come to me and say, I'm going to marry your daughter because she's 14. All of us are white men. The only thing you're going to marry is my knife. She's 14, dude. You're 45 or 50. You ain't got no business even contemplating to fantasize about my fucking 14-year-old daughter. And for every white man who does not agree that a 50-year-old white man coming after your 14-year-old daughter and you're under 50, that's like your big brother or your uncle trying to date your daughter, then you take this knife and you harikari the fuck out yourself because your daughter's not safe from you. You know, you have to monitor your friends when you have 14-year-old daughters and shit because, you know, your daughter starts developing and some girls start developing between the ages of 8 and 10. And if they start getting a little bit too sexy too fast, your friends' eyes get a little googly. Yeah. You know your friends. And most of your friends, if they're really your friends, if they're more like family, that's their niece. They ain't even looking at her in a sexual manner at all. And if anything, they'll hit you like, hey yo, can you get her some goddamn clothes, man? Now, well, we want her to be comfortable. Yeah, you got other grown ass men in this motherfucker. No, 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 no. Comfortable all she want when you ain't got company. Now I might be a little wrong at that. People might not agree with me because she's at home. I don't give a fuck. If there's company here that are men that are not biologically kin to this girl, you can wear some decent goddamn clothes. Nothing see-through, nothing that exposes your bra. I mean, like, you can see my t-shirt under here, so that's not too bad. But, you know, if I'm well endowed up here and I'm a 14-year-old girl and I got a nice rack and a nice backside, nah. I don't really want my adult male friends leering at you. You know, even if they grew up, hell, even if they changed their goddamn diapers. Now, my adult male friends that did change their diapers, they family. And I know who the fuck they are. So I ain't worried about them. But if they bring their friends with them, you know, then I gotta start, like, questioning fucking morals and shit, you know. But you know who your friends are. I'm sorry. If you don't know who your friends are, you must have blinked or something in the Friendship Academy. Now, I'm going to get off of the young white men who don't seem to have a problem with fucking 50-year-olds marrying 14-year-olds because that's never going to be a moral compass issue for me. That's some bullshit. But if you happen to be a white man and think that at my age, at 52, that it is okay for you to fuck around and screw with a 14-year-old, your ass needs to be locked up under the fucking jail. And I'm sorry if that offended anybody who follows me, but it's a fucking fact. If you're daydreaming about a chick that's 14 and you know she's 14, you are the problem. Now, to be fair, and I am fair, if you walking down the street and you see a girl who's very well built, until she opens up her mouth, you're not going to know how old she is. But it also, if you see like a bunch of teeny boppers running around hollering, yeah, you know they're not 18. Alright? You know they're not 18. And if you don't know, I can sometimes understand that, but she ain't got an ID or a bus pass, and you can find out how old she is, then she's not fucking over 18. And she's not over 12. If she ain't got a bus pass, yeah, you might want to, fucking question your fucking morals. Now, again, to be fair, shit does happen, and some people do lie about their age. Doesn't make it right, but people do lie about their age. And to fix that problem, young women who are hot in the ass, and don't take that the wrong way for everybody who's just about to call me a hypocrite. There are some young women who are hot in the ass and get into all kinds of motherfucking trouble, which get men locked up for all kinds of motherfucking trouble. Those are the ones you need to check. And those are the ones you want to keep away from your young daughters. While your daughter was playing Pokemon and Barbies one day, and now she got this new friend, and now your daughter done changed her whole personality. And fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. I'm 14. I can do what I want. How'd she get there? Those are the fucking friends and the people you gotta worry about. Cause somebody probably did something to that girl. Now that girl's got your daughter in the same fucking position, and now Now your daughter's hiding the ass and she's going out and sleeping with grown ass men. And you gotta take shit like that into fucking consideration. And that's just me trying to be fair. Alright, but at that same fucking time, before you date a girl, you should probably be asking for ID. When you first meet a girl, you should probably be asking for her ID. If she's 18, she's a teenage fantasy queen, but she's legal. But if she's not 18, you send that girl the fuck on away from you. Because you will be locked the fuck up, without question. Even if you didn't fucking have sex with her, somehow or another, the magical wheels of I didn't do it ain't gonna work in a court of law. So, find out what her age is before you sit here and start lusting at her. Now, for all my people of color who voted for Felon 47, all of my natives, all of my blacks, all of my Asians, all of my Hispanics, all of my Mexicans, everybody that's not white. We all high or just stupid. There's your only options. See, I'm going to take y'all on a little trip through time so I don't have to make a third part of this. In 1989, I was between 15 and 16 years old. He wanted 5 black people to be killed for the rape of a white lady that they did not do. Alright? They were known as the Central Park 5. They were coerced by crooked white cops who decided, we got to get a collar on this motherfucker. And DNA would prove them wrong. And then the 5 people were let go. But they never got their lives all the way back. And then they got the restitution for being wrongfully arrested, wrongfully accused, wrongfully locked the fuck up. Felon 47's first term. Somebody made a documentary about the Central Park 5, and they asked him would he be willing to apologize to them in public, and he said, no, they're probably guilty of something else. Now, a couple of years after the Central Park 5, he was literally in a mall at an escalator with a young girl between the ages of 8 and 10. And the joke was, as they jokingly said, he was joking. He looked at the damn parents of the kid, because I've been telling it wrong the whole time, so I do apologize. But he looked at the parents of the kid and said, how old is she? And I think they said she was between 8 and 10. I can't get the actual age right. But then this fucker, who was about 45 at the time, maybe 35 at the earliest, he goes, I'm gonna marry, I'm not gonna marry, I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? Not gonna go find the footage because it took me forever to find the footage to use as a TikTok. But let me see something. You're not gonna be able to hear it because my headphones are on. But I just need to add. God damn it, I'm fucked up. I hate technology. Get off of that. Open that. Come on now, me and technology will never fucking be friends. Alright. Get off of that. We can find out how old he was in 1992. How old was Donald Trump in 1992? Oh, God. I gave him way too much credit. This thing says this man was 46 years old in 1992. Just so that you can read it. Wow. How old was he during the beauty pageants? I probably should have been more specific. Okay. Wow. I feel even worse now. Alright, see, this is the part that's going to piss y'all off, so I'm going to put it to y'all first, and then I'm going to read this shit to you, and then you'll understand why I said your fucking moral compass is just fucked up. You guys can Google this shit if you don't want to listen to me, but I'm going to read this shit, all of it, every fucking word. And this is an AI overview, so good luck on what's true and what's not, but I know this fucking part from the teen beauty pageants, I know that part's true. So it says Donald Trump was involved with beauty pageants primarily as an owner from the time he was 46 to the time he was 50 until he was 69 years old. He also judged modeling competitions when he was 45. Donald Trump was a judge for a Look of the Year modeling competition, no one of the main pageants he later owned when he was 45. He purchased the Miss Teen Universe organization, including the Miss Universe organization, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA pageants. At this time, he was 49 or 50 years old. His birthday is June 14th, fucking 1946. In 1997, contestants reported incidences of him walking in the Miss Teen USA pageant's dressing room when he was 50 or 51. In 2015, he sold Miss Universe organization in September 15. Goddamn it. In 2015, shortly after announcing the presidency campaign. At the time, he was 69. All right, now I'm gonna say this, and y'all can get pissed if you want. I don't give a flying fuck. I just read all that shit to you, all of it. I read every bit of it to you. Those girls. Hold on. How old were the girls in the Miss Teen beauty pageant that Donald Trump owned? I should have asked for the age range. Alright, well, I've always been right. 14 to 19, but I've always said 14 to 17 because I didn't think that if you were 19, you could compete with the teenage girls, but apparently I'm a dumbass. So, I'll let you read it. You see that 14 and 19? It's in big bold letters. Now I'm going to read it for you. During the period when Donald Trump owned the Miss Teen USA pageant between 1996 and 2015, the contestants were between 14 and 19 years old. The contestants to be at least 14 years of age and under 19, the age before January 1st, the competition. The reporters, former contestants of the 1997 pageant, specifically mentioned girls as young as 15 competed. Now, I need y'all to understand something. This man was well into his 40s, and there's video, or audio rather, of him telling Howard Stern, the shock jock, that he would go into the ladies' dressing room because there were no other men around, and because he owned it, he can inspect shit. So I ask all of you people who voted for him who are not of color and who are of color, that's who y'all voted for. This sick fucker at 50 fucking something years old till 69 is walking in on fucking little girls, 14 to 19. Now, okay, 18 and 19 is a little bit of a stretch. Teenage fantasies. They're barely legal. There is barely legal porn. I am guilty as fuck for watching some of it. And one of my favorite porn stars, who might be my age, was doing porn illegally at a young age. Let me find out. How old is former porn star Tracy Lords? Okay, she's not my age, but she is my generation. She was born May 7th, 1968. I was born in August 1973. So that's not that far from me. So she's pretty close to my age. Let's see. How old was she when she started? How old was former porn star Tracy Lords when she started doing porn? I said Tracy Lords, not Tracy Lawrence. She was 16. Let me double check that. Oh, shit. She was not 16. One of these things says she was 16, which is Wikipedia. And one of these things says she was 15. Birthdays are correct. Look. See the Wikipedia? That's the small one. It says that she was fucking 16. And then this one here says she was 16. It's in the bio. I mean, this says 15. I need y'all to take that shit into consideration for everybody who's white did think that it's okay for grown-ass men in their 40s and 50s and 60s to be having sex with little girls. 16, you're still a little girl. You're 2 years away from being a woman, but you're still a fucking little girl. Alright? Now, taking that into consideration, I'm going back to my people of color who voted for him now, because that threw me off topic. So I'm going to go back to my people of color who voted for him real quick. Let's not forget in his first term how he raised the volume up on Asian hate. But we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. Alright? Because before we get that, we're going to go to 1993. They don't like Indians to me. He went after some Afro-Indigenous natives who were descendants of the Pt2 tribe. Alright? But that was only the tribe in New York versus the tribe in Las Vegas and other places where he was mad that all natives had lax taxes on their casinos, and he got up in that California meeting and talked about they don't like Indians to me, and they don't like Indians to Indians. He lost that case. But for all the natives that voted for him, y'all can hate me when we get to the end of this video. Now for all the blacks who voted for him and the Central Park 5 wasn't enough, okay, y'all just stupid. Your moral compass is fucked, and you're a race traitor. I said what the fuck I said because I'm part black. Why did I not say that about natives? Because what I got to say about them is far worse. Which is why I said they're going to hate me when I get done with this video. Now, for all the Asians that voted for him, and specifically some of my friends on TikTok that are Asian that voted for this motherfucker, you should be grateful that racist people didn't do you the way they did the other people. There was a Filipino man. He got cut from here all the way across here in New York. There were 2 Asian women set on fire by black girls on a motherfucking bus. There was an elderly Asian lady that got chased by a dude with a fucking can of Lysol. Now, I don't know if that one was a skit or not, but it's just the concept of a white dude chasing an Asian lady with fucking Lysol. 2 Korean girls got jumped by some black girls. Filipino lady almost got stabbed with an ice pick. 2 Korean women got bludgeoned halfway to hell by a black man with a brick. A couple of other Koreans got attacked. A Chinese man, the only Chinese man that I can recall, he died when somebody hockey checked him up against the fucking wall and his neck snapped when he hit the goddamn garage door. He died before he hit the fucking ground. One old lady fought back, beat the dog shit out of a white boy. But lots of other Asians were being attacked. One person that I admired, a black guy from Africa, went after her, started talking all kinds of shit on the subway. And then he said something. She said, okay, buddy. And she threw a cup at him. And he called her all kinds of bitches and hoes and shit. And she ran off. Somebody was recording it. But then you heard this running back. That bitch drop kicked the dog shit out that motherfucker. It was fucking awesome. And I'm sitting at my room with my TV, with my phone, whatever the fuck this thing is, and I'm like, yeah! That bitch got him. She had a yellow coat on, and she kicked the shit out that black dude, yo. And she ran off after throwing the cup on him, getting him all juiced up. And then all you heard was, and then you seen her feet and that yellow jacket, and she kicked the shit out of him. By the time he got up, she was gone again. And I'm sitting back laughing my ass off. There were some incidences on a train from New York to D.C. where 2 Asian people, 1 man, 1 woman, got hot coffee thrown on them by white people because of COVID. And we will never forget, anybody from Virginia specifically will never forget, why don't you ask China? You know what else we won't forget? We won't forget the life of Miss Heather Heyer, whose life was taken. And what does Felon 47 say? There were good people on both fucking sides. Good fucking people. There's no such thing as a good racist. You're racist. That means you hate people because of the one thing they can't help. The fucking skin they're in. No such thing as a good racist. You can be an honest racist, but can you really be a good racist? I mean, alright, maybe there's 1 or 2 guys that I met that was good racists because they was honest enough to tell me that they was fucking racist. If that counts. But really, if you hate me for something that I can't peel off and change, which one of us is really the bad guy here? If we lived in a complete and total white society, there would still be racism. Who's the whitest white person? You're pale Irish. You're definitely whiter, redhead and all. You're a Greek, so you're kind of dark. You're Italian. You're kind of dark too. Y'all are closer to those N-word people that used to exist before we eradicated them. And then there's the Europeans, who are still going to be a lot darker than those Scottish people did, or Irish people, wherever the hell, what the hell is his name? The wrestler. It's Sheamus. Because he's god-awful pale. He needs a tan and beard some kind of bad. But you can see that he's like ghostly white. So there'll still be some racism somewhere if black people and natives and Asians didn't fucking exist. There would be racism amongst white people, but it would be more like classism versus racism. To the Hispanics, when he started his little trek on bringing down Hispanics and Mexicans, and they're not sending us their best and their brightest, they're sending us their drug dealers and their rapists. You know, how bad did your life change when motherfuckers started targeting Hispanic people, thinking that all of y'all were drug dealers and rapists and MS-13 members? And to the blacks, Central Park 5. That's all you fucking needed. But y'all still voted for Felon 47 anyway, because you're fucking coons and race traitors. But you're not by yourself, because so were those Asians, so were those Hispanics, and unfortunately, so was my fucking natives. Obama got in office and declared protection for Standing Rock. Felon 47 got in office and declared that the protection nullified and the pipeline was going through. I made a video about it on TikTok. From then on and thereon, I've never liked or appreciated Felon 47, but I also knew about the 96 I can't see anything. I've seen it all before, girls. But you know, and this whole Epstein thing. Also, back to the natives. The natives that voted for this shit. You betrayed us all. And now I'm going to come at you really, really angrily. Because I want to end this video without making a third or a fourth part. This motherfucker first pinned Medals of Honor on Apaches. Navajo. And in the second term, he removed those same people that he pinned fucking Medals of Honor on. We're going to remove the Navajo Code Talkers. We're going to remove the Tuskegee Airmen. We're going to remove Jackie Robinson. We're going to remove all the people of color who serve. We're going to get Mexicans who serve for citizenship out of America, even though they're legally still part of the army. But we're not going to let them stay in America, even though they're serving and they've gotten their citizenship through service. Let me see if Google can tell me how long that process is. How long does a Mexican or a Filipino have to serve in the United States Army for citizenship as the back door into getting your citizenship? To get U.S. citizenship through military service, Mexicans or Filipinos individuals need to at least be 1 year honorable service during the peacetime and at less or even less time during the designated hostiles, which, goddammit, and must, other than requirements of being lawful residents, green card holders, or peacetime service. Backdoor concept simplifies while military service offers an expedient path to the formal legal process requiring specific honorable services and democracies, documentation, with different rules of peacetime versus wartime. Peacetime service, INA, this fucked up looking S, 328 general path, service 1 year or more, honorable service. Residency must be a lawful participant, resident, legal green card holder. Timing can apply while service or without service with 6 months honorable discharge. Service during hostiles, NIA with that fucked up looking S, 329. Expedient path. Service anytime service, even 1 day during designated periods of hostilities. Post 9/11. Residency. No green card required at the time of application, though lawful entry is needed. Timing. Can file anytime after qualification service. Filipino nation specific cases. Filipinos who served in the United States Navy during the Persian Gulf conflict might qualify under older specific provocations, but generals always pass away also exist. Important considerations. Honorable service must be separate from military under honorable conditions. English civics standard in history and government knowledge plus English proficiency and usually requires. Good moral character. Must demonstrate good moral character. In essence, serving in the U.S. military significantly shortens your removes major hurdles and long residency periods, making it faster route to non-citizens to achieve citizenship, but it is not automatic requires specification criteria to be met. You can Google all of this shit. So I don't want y'all to think I just made some bullshit up while my phone was facing me. Okay? You can go Google that shit. So it doesn't have a specific time outside of that 1 year service specifically. But he decided to remove them. And by the way, Mexicans by blood are Native American. Mexicans by nationality might not be Native American unless they have tribal ties like Aztec, Incan, Mayan, and God damn it, I can't remember the other like thousands of fucking tribes. But yeah, they can serve for citizenship and dodge around all of the fees and all that bullshit. He said that they were going to be removed, not kicked out of the military, but removed out of the United States, and he did that. And then I ask you natives again, why did you vote for this motherfucker? Because now I'm about to make you get mad at me. He went after the Apache. He went after the Navajo. And he's currently going after the Lakota tribe territory in Arizona. Let that shit sink in, because that's who you voted for. And finally, there was a story. There was a Mexican guy who got beat up by ICE before Trump got in, like before he got inaugurated and all that bullshit. And they beat him up pretty bad. One guy was holding this arm, one guy was holding this arm, and he was on his knees. The third guy was coming along and kicking him about the fucking head and face. And the whole time he's screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, he voted for Trump. Let that image get in your head. One man holding you here, another man holding you here. You've been kicked in the stomach and you're doubled over on your knees, and then you got another guy who's wailing about your fucking head. And you're screaming, drooling and bleeding, hollering, I voted for Trump. And the guy that's whooping your ass while the other two guys are just laughing and holding you down, they don't care. And they say that out loud. We don't care. But that's who you voted for. And now, before we get to a complete end, Epstein list. Funny how they showed all of the Democrats but won't show the Republicans. Two wings of the same bird, remember? You got Democrats on that list that's guilty? Cool, lock them the fuck up. But to be fair, why y'all ain't showing none of the motherfucking Republicans? The Democrats ain't the only ones that's been child trafficking and shit. Hope I taught you something. Thank you for watching.